Hi everyone, welcome to my channel and welcome back. I'm Jeannie and I thought it was time I went through my stash to see what hidden gems I could find. So as I was going through my collection, I came across Rhinestone Cowgirl from Glam Co and I knew this one was it. It is absolutely gorgeous and it's perfect for the fall, so I thought it'd make a really great fall mani. And this jar is so old, it actually has the old Vivid Dip branding. Let me know if you're around back when it was Vivid Dip. And I don't even think I've used this before. And as I opened the jar, I was kind of baffled because it's just so unique and so beautiful. So I picked a couple other colors from Vivid Glam Co to pair it with, starting with Veiled Chameleon. I absolutely love her 2-in-1 dips because not only are they really amazing for dipping because they're just velvety one coat coverage, but they're 2-in-1 because they also can be chromed and they're equally as gorgeous chromed. So I'm going to be starting with Veiled Chameleon, which is a greenish color, and that's going to go on my middle finger. I'm starting with my dip base, which is the glue that the dip powder adheres to my nail to. So I'm applying a thin, even layer of that dip base to my entire nail. Once I have my whole nail covered, I'm going to go ahead and dip into my jar of Veiled Chameleon. And once I pull up my finger, you'll see just how velvety and beautiful this is. These dips are truly one coat coverage. I will end up doing two just for a little bit of thickness, but definitely not for opacity because I had plenty of opacity. So I went ahead, dusted off the excess powder, and now I'm going in with my second layer. So the second layer is going to be the same as the first. I'm starting with the dip base brush about the halfway point of my nail. I'm brushing downwards towards my free edge, and then I'll work my way upwards towards my cuticle area. I don't want to do more than 2 dips of the color. So if I did miss any spots with my first layer, I want to make sure that I'm getting it covered with my second layer. So I'll take a little more time. And because it's so pigmented, I did wipe my brush on the paper towel to remove any of the excess pigment. And then once again, I'm going to dip into Veiled Chameleon, tap off the excess powder. And then I'm just using my precision tool to clean up around my cuticle area and sidewalls to make sure I don't have any product on my skin. So you can sort of see like how it will chrome because you can see that sheen on my skin, but I don't chrome it in today's video, although I kind of was tempted to just because I love the way they looked chromed. I'm going to wait to cap all my nails in clear till the very end, so I'm going to do them all together. So in the meantime, I've moved on to my next color, which is Chap My Hide. This is a really beautiful deep red. It's a fine glitter, so it's really easy to work with. But the one thing I didn't consider is I picked these colors to pair with Rhinestone Cowgirl because I thought they would really bring out the colors of Rhinestone Cowgirl. But once I started getting Chap My Hide on my nails, I was like, did I just do a Christmas set? Because anytime I see green and red together, like automatically my mind goes to Christmas. So this may be like an accidental Christmas mani. I mean, I still love the way they look with Rhinestone Cowgirl, but I don't know, just something in my head. Anytime I see red and green, it doesn't matter. I automatically think Christmas. Now that I've finished with 2 layers each of my other colors, I'm going to move on to Rhinestone Cowgirl, which is going to go on my thumb and ring finger. This is such a unique dip. It's on like a dark brown base, and if you know me, you know I'm not really a big fan of browns. However, this one is so unique that I don't even care because it's got fine glitters in it. It has like medium-sized hex glitters that are like a coppery type color. But my favorite thing about this dip, it has silver holographic shards. I don't think they're foils. I think they're more of shards, but they're not stiff. They're very flexible and easy to work with, and they're larger pieces. So they really pop against the darker background. And it's just so, so beautiful. I absolutely love the holographic silver shards that are in here. So as I dip in, I want to make sure that I'm cleaning up as much as possible while my dip base is still wet. So I'm taking my precision tool and cleaning up around my cuticle area and sidewalls. I'm pressing down to make sure everything's laying as flat as possible. If there are any shard pieces that are hanging off my nail, I'm just going to go ahead and knock them off because they are larger. And this is only my first layer. I'll do a second layer anyway. So I'm not really worried about full coverage of those shard pieces for my first layer. And I'm not doing like my regular chunky glitter method because this isn't super chunky. So for both layers, I'm going ahead and dipping into the jar rather than pouring over for my first layer. But the key to this is just making sure that you're cleaning up while your dip base is still wet because it's going to save you a whole lot of time when you go to file and buff. And don't worry about getting good coverage with your first layer because you can always do a second layer or third if you want. But you probably don't want your nails to be too bulky. So I definitely wouldn't go over 3. But you can see here, I'm picking off a piece of shard that's kind of hanging off the nail. I'm going to dust off my first layer once that's dry, and then I'm going to go in with my second layer. So I do a little extra dip base for my second layer because I want to make sure that it's getting into all those little nooks and crannies, because if I missed any spots with my first layer, I want to make sure that I'm getting that covered with my second layer. So I think I cut this out, but I did actually tap my jar against the table just to bring some of those larger pieces to the surface of the jar because they are heavier and tend to sink. And so for my second layer, I'm laying my finger flat in. So you can see I picked up a lot of pieces, which I really love. But of course, I want to make sure that I'm cleaning up. So make sure you're pressing down as that dip base is drying. So all your pieces are laying as flat as possible. And, if after your second layer, you're happy with like the thickness, but you want a little more coverage of like shards or glitter pieces, or whatever the case may be, you can do a little bit of glitter placement afterwards. You don't have to do a full dip, but I was happy with the way it looked. So I end up don't doing any glitter placement, but you can if you do want more coverage, but you don't want to do another full dip. I went ahead and filed and buffed my nails off camera, so here's how my mani's looking. I am loving Rhinestone Cowgirl, but it's going to really pop with dip top coat, which is always my favorite part. So in order for your dip top coat to dry, it does need a layer of activator. So I'm going to apply one thin layer of activator to all my nails. I'm going to let it dry for a full 2 minutes before I go in with my first layer of dip top coat. I waited 2 minutes for my activator to dry, and so now I'm going in with my first layer of top coat. For my first layer, I'm applying it in 2 to 3 swipes on each nail. I want to be fairly quick about it. In between each nail, I'm making sure to wipe my brush on a lint-free wipe just to make sure to remove any excess activator because I don't want to harden my brush or contaminate my bottle of top coat. After I'm done with my 5th nail, I'll be ready to go in with my second layer of top coat. I know it's ready because my first layer will start looking a little dull and wrinkly. For my second layer, I can take my time. I can take a couple extra strokes as needed just to make sure my entire nail is covered. And I also want to make sure that I'm capping my free edge for longevity. And I have to say, I probably have like less than a handful of favorite dip liquid sets to use, and Vivid Glam Co is definitely up there in my list. I love her liquids. They're so easy to use, and her dip top coat is so shiny and so beautiful. I feel like it's almost gel-like, and I know a lot of people prefer gel top coats because they love the extra shine of it, but I feel like if you're looking for a gel shine without using gels, this is definitely one that I would recommend because it's just so beautiful. After my top coat is dry, I'm going to finish off my mani by rehydrating my cuticles with my Scales of a Mermaid cuticle oil. This is the scent, but Cinderella pumpkins are way better. This was a previous limited edition scent that came back in the vault. And I believe at the time you're seeing this video, it will still be available. If it is, I'll leave it linked down below in the description. And if you love like warm and cozy fall scents, I highly recommend this. It's like apples and brown sugar and cinnamon. It's just like that really warm, cozy fall baking scent. And if you do plan to pick anything up, you can use my affiliate code Genie10. It will save 10% off your orders and support me in this channel. So that pretty much wraps up today's video. Something quick and simple, but also a reminder to me and maybe you, if you have a collection like me that lasts like 10 lifetimes, to make sure that you go through it every once in a while and find what hidden gems are there. So I hope this video was helpful and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I'd appreciate it if you gave this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue creating content like this, and it also helps YouTube recommend me to others, which helps grow my channel. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I upload content every Monday and Thursday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. As always, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.